ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। नमस्ते मेरे प्यारे दोस्तों, माय डियर फ्रेंड्स। In this video, I am going to describe and explain the core teachings of Annamalai Swami. Annamalai Swami was a direct disciple of Maharshi Ramana, a renowned sage of Advaita Vedanta. Annamalai Swami, a direct disciple of the renowned sage Ramana Maharshi, was a highly respected spiritual teacher in his own right. Born in 1906 in Tamil Nadu, India, he dedicated his life to the practice and dissemination of Advaita Vedanta, the ancient non-dualistic philosophy of oneness. Annamalai Swami's teachings are deeply rooted in the traditions of Advaita Vedanta and reflect his profound understanding of the nature of reality and the self. Early life and spiritual quest of Annamalai Swami. Annamalai Swami's spiritual journey began in his early 20s when he felt a deep inner calling to seek the truth of existence. He was drawn to the teachings of Ramana Maharshi, a revered spiritual master residing at the Arunachala mountain in Tiruvannamalai in Tamil Nadu. Recognizing the authenticity of Ramana's realization, Annamalai Swami became his devoted disciple and spent several years in his presence, imbibing the profound wisdom that would later become the core of his own teachings. Self enquiry and the nature of reality. At the heart of Annamalai Swami's teachings lies the practice of self enquiry, a method championed by Ramana Maharshi. Self enquiry involves turning one's attention inward, questioning the nature of the self, and seeking the source from which thoughts arise. Annamalai Swami emphasized the simplicity and directness of this practice, stating that by earnestly inquiring into the nature of I, the ego, one can realize the ultimate truth of non duality beyond the mind and ego. Annamalai Swami stressed the importance of transcending the mind and ego to realize one's true nature. He taught that the mind, with its constant chatter and fluctuating thoughts, creates a false sense of individuality and separation. by observing the mind without identification and understanding that it is not the true self, practitioners can begin to disentangle themselves from the illusion of ego, the illusion of the world. Annamalai Swami often spoke about the illusory nature of the external world. He explained that the world we perceive through our senses is a manifestation of the mind and is inherently transient and unreal. True knowledge, he taught, comes from recognizing that the world, along with the body and mind, is impermanent and ever changing. By shifting one's focus from the external to the internal, from the transient to the eternal, individuals can attain lasting peace and happiness. Silence and stillness. Silence was a powerful aspect of Annamalai Swami's teachings. He encouraged his students to cultivate inner silence through meditation and self enquiry. In the stillness of the mind, he believed one could directly experience the presence of the divine. He often said that words were insufficient to convey the truth of non duality, and true understanding could only arise in the silence of the heart. Compassion and love. While emphasizing the importance of self realization, Annamalai Swami also highlighted the significance of compassion and love in spiritual practice. He taught that genuine spiritual growth includes developing empathy and kindness towards all living beings. According to him, the realization of oneness naturally leads to a sense of interconnectedness and love for the entire creation. Detachment and renunciation. Annamalai Swami advocated the practice of detachment not as a rejection of the world but as a mental attitude of non attachment to overcome and experiences. He encouraged his students to perform their worldly duties with dedication and sincerity while maintaining inner detachment. Renunciation, in his view, meant letting go of the ego's desires and preferences, allowing the natural flow of life to unfold without resistance. Guru disciple relationship, according to Annamalai Swami, the relationship between a guru, spiritual teacher, and a disciple was of paramount importance in Annamalai Swami's teachings. He emphasized the need for trust, faith, and surrender in the guru-disciple relationship. According to him, a true guru is a spiritual guide who not only imparts knowledge but also transmits spiritual energy and grace, helping the disciple progress on the path of self realization. He himself had a great inclination towards his preceptor and guru Ramana Maharshi. He was the dedicated and a true follower of Maharshi Ramana's teachings. The essence of Annamalai Swami's teachings. In essence, Annamalai Swami's teachings revolved around the core principles of self inquiry, detachment, inner silence, and love. He emphasized the direct experience of the self as the ultimate goal of human life and guided his students with utmost compassion and patience. His teachings continue to inspire spiritual seekers worldwide, serving as a beacon of light on the path to self discovery and liberation from the cycle of birth and death. Annamalai Swami's teachings, deeply rooted in the Advaita Vedanta tradition, provide profound insights into the nature of reality, the self, and the path to spiritual awakening. Through his emphasis on self inquiry, inner silence, love, and detachment, he offered practical guidance to seekers, illuminating the path to self realization. His legacy lives on, reminding us of the timeless wisdom that lies within the depths of our own being, waiting to be discovered through sincere self inquiry and a heart filled with love and compassion. The importance of self inquiry. Annamalai Swami stressed the practice of self inquiry as the direct path to self realization. This practice involves questioning the nature of the self, asking, "Who am I?" and directing one's attention inward. By investigating the source of thoughts and the sense of I, practitioners can realize the underlying awareness that is beyond the egoic mind. Annamalai Swami emphasized the need for consistent and persistent self inquiry, advocating for self inquiry not just as a practice but as a way of life. Observing thoughts and emotions. Central to Annamalai Swami's teachings was the practice of observing thoughts and emotions without getting entangled in them. He encouraged practitioners to maintain a detached awareness, watching the thoughts and feelings arise and subside without identification. By dispassionately observing the mind's activities, individuals can break the cycle of reactive thinking and develop a deep understanding of the transient nature of thoughts and emotions. Surrender and trust. Annamalai Swami emphasized the importance of surrendering the egoic will to a higher power. He taught that true surrender involves letting go of the sense of doership and trusting in the divine intelligence that governs the universe. Surrender, in his view, is not a sign of weakness but of immense strength and faith. By surrendering the ego, practitioners open themselves to the grace and guidance of the divine, allowing the spiritual journey to unfold organically. Silence of the mind. Silence was a recurrent theme in Annamalai Swami's teachings. He pointed out that the incessant mental chatter obscures the natural state of inner peace and silence. By calming the mind through meditation and self inquiry, individuals can access the profound silence within. In this silence, the true nature of reality is revealed. He encouraged his students to cultivate this inner stillness as it is the gateway to the direct experience of the self. Living in the present moment. Annamalai Swami emphasized the significance of living fully in the present moment. He taught that the present moment is the only reality and dwelling in the past or worrying about the future distracts the mind from the truth. By being fully present and aware in each moment, individuals can experience the richness of life as it unfolds. Presence, according to him, is the key to unlocking the timeless dimension of consciousness. The role of devotion and bhakti. While self inquiry was his primary teaching, Annamalai Swami also acknowledged the path of devotion bhakti. He respected the power of sincere devotion to a chosen deity or the Guru. Devotional practices such as prayer, chanting, and worship can purify the mind and open the heart, creating a conductive environment for self-realization. He often said that genuine devotion is characterized by selflessness and love for the divine, transcending mere ritualistic practices. integration of spiritual insight into daily life. Annamalai Swami emphasized the integration of spiritual insights into everyday life. He taught that self realization is not limited to moments of meditation but should permeate all aspects of one's existence. How one interacts with others, how one handles challenges, and how one approaches work and relationships are all opportunities to live the teachings. Integrating spiritual understanding into daily actions leads to a harmonious and authentic way of living. The illusory nature of individuality. Annamalai Swami frequently pointed out the illusory nature of individuality. He taught that the ego or the sense of individual self is a temporary construct and not the true essence of a person. By recognizing the ego's transience and questioning its validity, individuals can pierce through the illusion of separateness, realizing the universal consciousness that underlies all existence. Grace and self effort. Annamalai Swami often spoke about the interplay between divine grace and self effort. While self inquiry and spiritual practice are essential, he also emphasized the role of grace in the process of awakening. Grace, he taught, is always available, but it is the sincere effort and earnestness of the practitioner that make them receptive to it. The balance between self effort and surrender to grace was a key aspect of his teachings. Teaching through silence. Annamalai Swami, like his Guru Ramana Maharshi, often taught through silence. He believed that in the silent presence of an enlightened being, profound transformations could occur. Students in his presence were encouraged to quiet their minds and open their hearts, allowing the silent transmission of wisdom and grace to take place. Silence in this context was not the absence of sound but the presence of a deep, unspoken truth. In summary, Annamalai Swami's teachings revolved around self inquiry, inner silence, surrender, and living in the present moment. His profound wisdom and compassionate guidance continue to inspire spiritual seekers, offering a timeless roadmap to self realization and inner freedom. Some more specific aspects of Annamalai Swami's teachings and philosophy. The concept of Maya, illusion, and reality. Annamalai Swami, like many Advaita Vedanta philosophers, discussed the concept of Maya, the illusion that makes the world appear separate from the self. He taught that Maya veils the true nature of reality, making individuals perceive multiplicity and diversity instead of the underlying oneness. Through self inquiry and understanding the illusory nature of the world, practitioners can pierce through Maya, realizing the unity that exists beyond apparent differences. The power of discrimination, Viveka. Discrimination, the ability to discern between the eternal and the transient, was a vital aspect of Annamalai Swami's teachings. He encouraged students to cultivate discrimination, discerning the real from the unreal, the permanent from the impermanent. By developing discrimination, practitioners can direct their focus towards the unchanging reality, Brahma, instead of being ensnared by the temporary and ever changing world. The role of scriptures. While Annamalai Swami emphasized direct experience over theoretical knowledge, he did not dismiss the importance of scriptures. He considered scriptures valuable as they often contain pointers to the truth. He encouraged students to study scriptures with the guidance of a realized teacher, using them as a means to deepen their understanding and contemplation. The concept of ego death. Annamalai Swami frequently spoke about the necessity of ego death for self realization. Ego death refers to the dissolution of the individual self, allowing the universal consciousness to shine through. He taught that the ego, with its desires, fears, and attachments, creates the illusion of separateness. Through self inquiry and surrender, the ego can be transcended, leading to the direct experience of the limitless and formless reality. The nature of true happiness. Annamalai Swami emphasized that true happiness and fulfillment are not found in external objects or achievements. He taught that lasting happiness arises from the inner realization of one's true nature. Material possessions and transient experiences, according to him, provide only temporary pleasure. Real and enduring happiness, he said, is the natural state of the self, which can be accessed through self realization. The concept of non duality, Advaita, central to Annamalai Swami's teachings, was the principle of Advaita, meaning non duality. He expounded that there is only one ultimate reality, and everything, including the individual self, Atma, is an expression of this singular, undivided consciousness that is Brahma. Realizing this non-dual nature, he taught, leads to the dissolution of the illusion of separateness, resulting in liberation, moksha, from the cycle of birth and death. The path of self avoidance. Annamalai Swami advocated the path of self abidance, wherein one abides as the self, remaining aware of the pure awareness that underlies all experiences. This practice involves being rooted in the awareness of I am, recognizing oneself as the unchanging witness of all phenomena. Through constant self abidance, individuals can stabilize their awareness in the formless, timeless reality, transcending the limitations of body and mind. The significance of intuition and heart centered knowing. While intellect and reasoning have their place, Annamalai Swami also valued intuition and heart centered knowing. He taught that the truth of one's being can be intuitionally grasped, transcending the limitations of logical understanding. Heart centered knowing arising from a deep inner silence and openness can reveal profound spiritual truths that go beyond the realm of words and concepts. The path of effortless being. Annamalai Swami often spoke about the state of effortless being where one abides in a natural state of relaxed awareness. He taught that spiritual practice, including self enquiry, could lead to a state of effortlessness where one remains anchored in the present moment without striving or mental effort. Effortless being is characterized by a sense of deep peace, contentment, and a natural flow in life. The universality of the teaching. Annamalai Swami's teachings were universal and transcended cultural and religious boundaries. He welcomed seekers from all backgrounds and traditions, emphasizing the universality of the spiritual path. He taught that the truth of one's being is beyond any specific religion or belief system, and the direct experience of the self is accessible to all sincere seekers, irrespective of their background or upbringing. In summary, Annamalai Swami's teachings encompassed a wide array of profound spiritual concepts ranging from the nature of reality and ego death to the significance of discrimination, scriptures, and intuition. His teachings continue to inspire spiritual aspirants, guiding them on the path of self discovery and awakening to the ultimate truth of existence. The concept of neti neti, not this, not this. Annamalai Swami often used the method of Neti, a classical Vedantic approach to guide seekers beyond the limitations of conceptual understanding. This method involves negating all that can be objectified, including thoughts, emotions, and sensory experiences, as not this, by discerning that the true self cannot be any object of perception or thought. Practitioners are led towards the direct experience of their formless, unchanging essence. The relationship between mind and consciousness. Annamalai Swami delved into the intricate relationship between the mind and consciousness. He taught that the mind is a tool for perception and thought, while consciousness is the underlying, unchanging reality. The mind, he emphasized, is limited and conditioned, whereas consciousness is limitless and unconditioned. Through self enquiry, practitioners learn to disidentify from the mind, recognizing it as a transient aspect of their being, leading to the direct experience of pure consciousness. The practice of heart centered awareness. In addition to self enquiry, Annamalai Swami encouraged the practice of heart centered awareness. This practice involves shifting one's attention from the head to the heart, cultivating a separate of loving presence. By dwelling in the heart space, practitioners can access a profound state of inner peace and love. Heart centered awareness, according to him, allows individuals to experience the interconnectedness of all beings and fosters a deep sense of compassion and unity. The nature of desires and detachment. Annamalai Swami provided insights into the nature of desires and the art of detachment. He taught that desires arise from the ego's sense of lack and incompleteness. By investigating the source of desires through self inquiry, individuals can weaken the hold of desires on their consciousness. Detachment in his teachings does not mean suppression or rejection of desires, but understanding their ephemeral nature. True detachment arises when desires lose their power to disturb the inner peace, allowing individuals to live contentedly in any circumstance. The role of mindfulness and awareness in daily life. Mindfulness and awareness were key components of Annamalai Swami's teachings. He emphasized the importance of practicing mindfulness in every moment of daily life. By being fully present and aware of even the most mundane activities, individuals can break the unconscious patterns of the mind. Through mindful living, practitioners learn to respond to situations with clarity and equanimity, transcending reactive behaviors and thought patterns. The concept of effortless awareness. Annamalai Swami pointed to the state of effortless awareness where one abides in a state of the concept of effortless awareness. Annamalai Swami pointed to the state of effortless awareness where one abides in a state of natural presence without any effort. Effortless awareness is not something to be achieved, it is the inherent state of being. He taught that by letting go of the effort to control or manipulate experiences, individuals can rest in the natural state of awareness. Effortless awareness is marked by a sense of spaciousness, freedom, and deep inner stillness. The path of self compassion. Annamalai Swami emphasized the importance of self compassion on the spiritual path. He encouraged individuals to treat themselves with kindness and understanding, recognizing that the journey towards self realization might include moments of difficulty and self doubt. Self compassion, he taught, is a doorway to self love and acceptance. By cultivating self compassion, practitioners create a nurturing inner environment conducive to spiritual growth and self discovery. The direct experience of emptiness and fullness. Annamalai Swami guided seekers towards the direct experience of emptiness, sunyata, and fullness, puranta. Emptiness refers to the transcendental, formless nature of reality beyond all concepts and forms. Fullness, on the other hand, is the experience of completeness and fulfillment that arises when one realizes their true nature. By recognizing both emptiness and fullness within themselves, individuals can navigate the dual aspects of existence, leading to a balanced and holistic spiritual understanding. The concept of spontaneous awakening. Annamalai Swami shared teachings on spontaneous awakening, emphasizing that enlightenment is not a future event but a present reality. He taught that the truth of one's being is always here and now, waiting to be recognized. Spontaneous awakening can occur in a moment of profound insight, transcending the limitations of time and effort. He encouraged students to remain open and receptive, allowing the possibility of spontaneous realization to unfold naturally. The role of love and devotion in self realization. Love and devotion were integral aspects of Annamalai Swami's teachings. He taught that love is the essence of the universe, the unifying force that connects all beings. Devotion to the divine, whether in a personal form or as formless awareness, can purify the heart and dissolve the ego. By surrendering in love and devotion, practitioners open themselves to the transformative power of divine grace, accelerating their spiritual progress and deepening their connection with the infinite. In summary, Annamalai Swami's teachings encompass a rich tapestry of spiritual wisdom ranging from the practice of mindfulness and heart centered awareness to the profound understanding of emptiness and the transformative power of love and devotion. His teachings continue to inspire and guide spiritual seekers, offering profound insights into the nature of reality and the path to self realization. I complete this video at this spot and will continue with the teachings of Annamalai Swami, a great Advaitic sage. Thank you for watching this video. Namaskar, my dear friends. Thank you.